Hey everyone, Ekman here with another video, and today we have a breakdown for my final weekly for the first set of the Fusion World card game. We'll be continuing it in set 2 next month, but we're going to take a couple weeks off until then. But honestly, this is a really fun series to run. I really appreciate everyone who stopped by and either played or watched the live stream, and it's just been a really great community, so I appreciate that. I also want to thank Kazoko Cards for sponsoring the event, giving first place one of their leaders as well. If you guys are interested in seeing their website, it's going to be linked in the description below as well, and I do appreciate their support too. So yeah, this is the final one. We did live stream it on Twitch and YouTube. It's free to watch on YouTube right now too. I wasn't able to edit it down, and I won't have time this weekend either, so you guys can just watch the unedited version for free, which is linked in the description as well if you guys want to see them. But honestly, a really good tournament, and I like just what this set looks like. There's a lot of leaders that are just viable inside of it, and if we're looking at like the top 8, these are like the 5 leaders I think that are the strongest in the game right now, and also Trunks that was able to sneak into this one too. So we did have 2 Beerus, 2 Brolys, 1 Goku, 1 Frieza, 1 Gohan, and 1 copy of Trunks. And also, we do have the leader breakdown for this. This was a 29-player event with 5 rounds of Swiss. And honestly, like a big decrease of what we've been seeing for Frieza, a bit of an increase in, I think, Broly, and maybe even started at Goku. But yeah, just, again, we see that these 4 right here, right? Maybe only one person brought Son Gohan Childhood, which is really interesting. But I do know a lot of people just saying, you know what? Broly just does the job just as good, if not better. And I tend to kind of agree with that half the time. But, you know, Gohan is more well-rounded at times too. But its matchup into Broly can be really stinky, which is kind of unfortunate. But anyways, we're going to go over the topping leader for each one of these leaders. We're actually going to go over all 8 leaders as it is. We're also going to talk a little bit about what my thoughts are these leaders transitioning to what we currently know is in the second set of the Fusion World card game, and just kind of have some discussions for it. So we're going to start off with our first place list, which is Alvaro with their version of Star Deck Goku. And this is probably my default favorite leader in the game right now. I've kind of jumped around between like Aandroidd 17, 18 at times, Frieza, Cooler, Broly even, but when it just comes down to having like a lot of just winnable matchups, I think Goku is just kind of the one to go into. So I've seen a lot of different builds. This is way different than the build that I've been running too, but it does have a lot of strengths in it. I think the best card for the deck in just red in general right now is this Goku. The fact that it's a 3-drop 25k, the fact that it can, you know, pressure Broly leader for free is good. The fact that it helps you self-awaken, and it's also can get rid of pretty much whatever your opponent played last turn, as long as it's played on curve. Like, it's just a really good card that helps round out the deck. Other than that, we do have some removal. I do like the Fuas. We do have like the promo Goku, which has been pretty strong at just being a 25k for 2, which is good for the matchup into the into Broly. Also, we have some Frost in case we're playing against Yellow. Secret Rare Goku, which I'm kind of up and down on this card. I think there's some good matchups for it, but there are some bad ones for it. And then 4 of the 5-drop Goku and the Beerus as well. So top, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I've been kind of swayed a little bit into Beerus, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But being able to be like 25k permanently on offense if needed to against Broly is really tempting, and I do get why that's kind of there too. So I do also kind of want to say that of the cards that we have here, there are some interesting ones. Most of these kind of are just Universe 7 cards again too, so there's some synergies with the deck and being able to be searchable off the assemble representatives of Universe 7. Like the Aandroidd 17 is such a great card too, being able to make our leader 25k for quote-unquote free. This can't be KO'd by effects very easily as long as we're awakened, and I think that's a good add to it. Also, Gohan is fantastic, being able to play Kefla and using Kefla to be able to go from our 25k, be able to play just any 3-cost tournament power card. So, you know, we have to transition to the tournament power cards, but which unfortunately this Goku is not one of those, but I think that's a good trade-off at times too. So it looks really strong. I think there's some really good synergies with this Kefla with the new cards that we're getting from the set, and I think this Goku can take advantage of it too. So that's the build there. Congratulations to Alvaro for their finish. And next up, we're going to our Beeruses. So we have Steven and Madison's with their versions of the decks, and there's pretty similar in a lot of ways. There are some different adds. For example, Madison choosing hit, but then Steven not choosing hit, which is a bit surprising. I think hit's like one of the stronger cards in the deck, but you went X1 with it, so you definitely know what you're talking about. The 2-drop Gokus, I think, again, these have been very good cards for red to be able to just have a 25k attack for 2 for, trying to pressure Broly a lot of the time. And then just some high, the standard high end of like the Son Goku, Beerus, and some of the Tournament of Power arena between the two of them. So I will say that like I haven't been convinced for it for Stardate Goku, but I think this card can be very good for Beerus specifically, because if they don't want to awaken you, you can kind of still just use this Tournament of Power arena, be a 25k crit every turn on offense on your leader if you want to. And I also think that Beerus will be able to take some good advantage of the again, like this Aandroidd 17 is really great. Our leader needs to be Universe 7, which we are. I think every red leader is Universe 7 actually. So like it's really it's weird to have all these restrictions for Universe 7 stuff when everything mostly is anyways. But being able to, like, against green, they can't KO this unless they have their the 2 cost extra cards. So we can be a plus 5k on both turns, which is good. And then we have Tournament Power Arena on defense if we want. Like, if we're able to establish 2 of these, we're able to become a 30k leader. Like, it can stack, and if your opponent doesn't have ways to answer these, it can get pretty strong. So I think that's great for it. 3-drop Son Gohan Adolescence is a good card too. Being able to use this to get some really good removal and self-awakening. It's like a big version of hit, and so there are some spots where like even we can play it off Kefla, play this, and then minus 15 with Gohan, and then minus 10 with leader gets rid of most 25, most things that are played on board on like turn 4 too. So that's some good removal there. So I think there's some good stuff with that. I think there's some strong just strategies with the new cards with this, and Beerus can take advantage of it too. So these are Stevens and Madison's list, and congratulations to their finishes there. Next up, we have Broly. So we have 2 Brolys. We have Max's version as well as Kevin's version of it. And Green's, I think, is pretty clearly has a lot of good top end, right? Is that too controversial to say? I don't think it is, but it's been very, very good. And we're getting just honestly some really great cards down the line. And Broly specifically being able to be a leader that helps you just get to higher amounts of energy quicker is in just a really good spot. So if we can see, looking into these two, looking just at the green cards, we can see that, obviously Cell is a very good card. Being able to use this to just be an alternative 8-drop. Does it beat 8-drop Broly in this build? I don't think it does. It might be like a nice little tech ad, or like if we need like a 5th copy of Broly, it's there. Generally speaking, like double Broly sometimes wins us the game, but sometimes like Broly into Aandroidd 17, 18 is just such a good combo for us. I've been like, this card's just been, I don't know, very strong in my mind lately. Just the fact that you get to play it earlier. You can play this at 6 energy when your opponent's pretty much at 3, which means you get to just kind of do a mini board wipe. You get a 40k double strike, and then your opponent really can't remove this in most scenarios either. So I think this has been very strong for some of the more aggressive decks, because you are able to go kind of wider on that, and I think that's very good. We do also have like this new like Gohan. We have like a new ramp target with the future and Trunks future, but honestly, like the general package of like Broly being able to ramp on the leader effect has just been very strong, and I think that it can't be beat. But there is also, I think, a reversal where there is a lot of cards that just can't be destroyed as easily or be KO'd, and so that could be an issue for Broly, I think, if they're too reliant on their removal to kind of get them the advantage in the game. But generally speaking, though, I don't really have much to say about these decks. They've just been very good. You have your 1-drops, you have your additional Saiyans for it, you have your top end of either like 17, 18, or like if you need the secret. Like obviously, I think this version from Max has more of the top end with 17, 18 in childhood, but there's that. And then Instant Kamehameha, I think, is a strong card for, I don't know, I think it's going to be good. I think Cell's going to be able to take advantage of this too, depending on what your energy counts are. But yeah, it's just been very good. I don't you guys have opinions on Broly. I don't have to tell you what they are. So anyways, these are Max's and Kevin's list, and congratulations for their topping finishes there. We got 3 more lists. We've got Frieza here, which I've been enjoying this deck a lot. I used to like Cooler a lot, and the more and more I played Cooler, I just felt like it was more aggressive but less successful version of Frieza, and the consistency from Frieza has just been very strong for it. So I do like the Ginyu package. I think Ginyu Two drop is a very strong card against every deck that is not Broly in this game. So being able to take advantage of that is good. I don't know if I agree with like the double Cooler and 4-drop Frieza. I think Cooler specifically in this build is better. There's just not like as good as like a 40k beat stick is against a lot of decks. It means they have to use like a super combo and something else to get out of it. It seems like it's just a little bit slow in Frieza specifically, instead of like where Cooler could, two 40k swings and a turn is very good. But we are only running 2 copies of Gohan Frieza, which is a little surprising too. I think the deck really kind of needs a little bit more. Like seeing this on 5 energy, a lot of the games just kind of makes sense and helps you with the game, so I'm surprised on that. But I do like the add of Supernova. It can sometimes be tricky to find the energy to actually play this card, but against something like Red and being able to stun their 3-drop Red Goku and other cards like that, like any just 25Ks just helps you get some momentum. And just like 1 energy 20k is like a really good like finisher too if you need to against something like Broly. So going over the new cards, the fact that we do get a couple cards including like the 6-drop, we'll see if this is too expensive, and by expensive I mean 6 energy is a lot for Frieza to play, but you can get there. Having a 1-drop then can self-awaken you in yellow, I didn't really need it because it already had so many like 2-drops, but this Bulma could get some usage there. I don't know if the Bulma Vegeta combo is worth it specifically for Frieza, because you just untap them at the end of your turn anyway, so that's not too good. But we do have this like 3-drop Frieza, auto your turn once per turn. When this card is switched to active mode by a skill, which means end of opponent's turn, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, cost of 4 or less, and it can't be switched to active mode. So this I think would be a really good 2-drop. It's an okay 3-drop, but it does give us something to do on 3 energy if we didn't already. And then obviously like the 4-drop Goku, like a mini version of Golden Frieza that's like better at stunning stuff, is dangerously good in theory. So we'll have to see if we're able to take advantage of that too. But I think Frieza is going to be very good. I don't know if Vegeta gets anything. It just really depends. We haven't seen, as of this recording, a lot of good cards that we get to use the 2 energy we get back from the end of turn effect. So without that, I think Frieza is just going to be continually the better leader, unless there's something that's very good in like the rare uncommon slot. But anyways, this is the build here from Jacob. Congrats to their finish there, and looking forward to seeing what Frieza is going to look like next set as well. All right, next up we do have Gohan. So this is the only Gohan that entered, and it did get a top 8 finish. I have a hard time understanding if Gohan is going to be better than Broly in the next set. This build I think is pretty standard. We have like a couple over 6 and 7 drops. 5-drop Goku I think is really imperative for this deck existing, and I think there's just going to be more and more ways to interact with this card moving forward, so it's harder to like have a leader effect if we don't see this card, or if we're not able to take advantage of it. But and then I think other decks can just kind of ramp a little bit better than it too. Broly can, Cell can get a free ramp once per game pretty much as well, which is good, and there's just like a lot of synergies with those strategies. So I don't know. I still like the leader. The fact that you can be 35k on defense is scary, and it does obviously depend on the setup with the 5-drop, but it's still in a good spot. So I don't have much more to say. I don't have any like super specifics. I do like running the Aandroidd 18 in the build, so I'm happy they're doing that as well. And I don't know if Gohan's going to see much play next set, but we'll see if it's. I don't know if it's. I haven't seen if it's better than Cell yet, personally, but we'll see if it is or not. But this is Braxton's list. Congratulations to their finish there. And to wrap it up, we do have Trunks Future, which honestly, like, I've been seeing blue kind of show up in the last couple weeks of these locals. No Vegeta this week, but Trunks, when I play it on the ladder, is very fun and can be very successful. But it's a deck that just like takes forever. There's a lot of interactions, there's a lot of plays, and on the simulator compared to like cards physically, there's just like it adds up very quickly. But I do like what this deck does, and I will say like blue doesn't get, I feel, as much support compared to other colors in this next set, but there are some kind of good cards I do want to mention. Specifically, my favorite super rare going into the set is the 3-drop Vegito here. It just says permanent your turn. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, reduce the cost of battle cards in your battle area by 1. And then on play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, cost of 1 or less, and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck, which becomes 2 or less. I wish this card self-awakened. I will say, I wish this said, the same, like choose up to 1 if you do self-awaken kind of thing, because Trunks can do Some nice stuff, but this does like synergize with the Trunks leader, meaning you can bounce a 4 or higher back to their hand with the leader effect, which is really cool. I think that kind of synergy helps out a lot as well. And we do have like some interesting blue cards. 5-drop Vegeta is also very good if you're able to keep this around. Like the 3-drop Vegeta, like you can bounce a 6 or higher, or sorry, 6 or less back. The fact that this can attack twice is good. Both of these are Pataras, so they can be found with the Supreme Kai. So it just depends if we get more cards with this kind of flavor on it. We do have like this Patara as well, so it's like another card that can be searched. Only issue is that these are all 5Ks. There's no 10K searches right now with that, which is a little bit of a shame, and we'll have to see if we get more of them too. But I do think the deck is good. Blue gets a lot of support for pretty much like the Goku Black Zamasu stuff, their synergies, which is interesting, but I don't know. I think Trunks can have some advantage too with being able to bounce stuff and just recur even like your own Vegito at times. But being able to get like cost reduction in this game, I'm actually really excited to see that in Dragon Ball to see how it works. So anyways, this build being a little bit more aggressive with our 1-drops and being able to recur them is also like the Galagun and Final Hope Slash with the Pilaf combo is good too. And I don't know, it's just sometimes you have like a hard time finishing, but Trunks gets a lot of value in tempo if you're able to kind of play the game a little bit slower. So I don't have much more to say. Congratulations to Wyatt for their finish there. And that's going to be it for this video and for FB01 for me. So again, thank you to everyone who participated in any of these events. I had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to hosting more in FB02. So make sure to be on the lookout on my socials for when those are going to be happening, but it should be a good time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we have from there. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.